Good morning, folks. People, welcome to my ad hoc rantings internet show. Uh, so, hopefully, this one will be a little bit short ranting today. So, you heard Biden make a commotion, uh, make a lot of statements and visiting and so on. All that, folks, is a lie. It's deception. Biden and his cabal, which really includes Trump and Obama, are in fact in on this particular conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy, it's a reality. And assisting Pustalenin or Putin in taking over Europe. It's a lie, folks. He keeps talking about things and so on, and Putin and can't remain in power. It's just a lie. He's just putting out a farce, a performance, a theatrical uh, act so he can deceive you. He can throw you off his track, or you won't realize what's going on. But ask yourself, you especially Europeans, let's say you're at, similar to Iran taking over the Middle East and being resisted by Sunnis and by help from Israel, of course. Israel is now spreading Pustalenin into Europe, and this is not a slow process, folks. They move very slow, right? But this is a comprehensive takeover operation and takeover to do what's called a final solution for this Europe, for this Germanics and Scans and those who've been sitting there for a long time. For Israel, they have it made, and that's not good. They have to fit in their place as servers, as servants, and so on. Ask yourself that question, European folks. The threat is real, and Putin was proven to want to take over Europe, at least Moldova, at least the old Soviet Union, right? Which really encompassed Finland, Baltics, Bulgaria, Hungary, Romania, Serbia, whatever, all these countries, and half of Germany too, right? And Poland, and. There's no doubt to that anymore, right? Not even in your mind. And then, of course, later, I would suggest later, I don't know, 6 month time or whatever it is, he will take over the rest of Europe. And ask yourself that question, that particular plot and scheme and the confluence of events and the very obvious assault on Europe is very obvious now. There's no reason to doubt it anymore, right? And the question is, why haven't NATO moved until now? Ask yourself that question. I mean, it's very, like the danger is right on your borders, and it's coming to sweep you and take over your country, and God knows what they're going to do. My guesstimate is that they're going to take the population and ship it into Russia. Like this white Europe they don't want it no longer to be there. And you, in particular, the German in particular, you know what I'm talking about. What's going on and so on. So, folks, don't believe all that, all the performance, all the acts, and know this, that what happened in Ukraine is really a miracle. Nothing short, no less, but I don't know how much time you have. How much time you have, I don't know. You have, in my opinion, I wish I can say you have eternity, but I don't know, man. I mean, at the end of the day, the dynamics and forces will eventually take over and force the situation, so you do have to move, you as European citizens, as governments, as regimes, as establishment, as whoever you are. I don't know what to tell you, really, aside from that you really have to move and resist and fight Pustalenins in Ukraine now. And you don't need the experience of last century. Last century was harder in Europe, but experience of this century, you look at the Ukrainians, they don't want to see this communism back in their country again. Like that's how much aversion they have to it within, deep within. So yes, that's what happened. All that bullshit was thrown out by Biden in the last few days in Europe. Oh, Fox, this is only to deceive you and put you down, like get you to settle down and get you to not be alarmed and resist that darkness that looming in the east. Folks, what I'm telling you is this is a final solution for Europe by Israel, basic and simple. And it's been in the works for decades. Now that's point number one. Point number two today is this, and I can assure you, the pandemic, the theft of the world financial system throughout the last 2 years, I mean, more than trillions upon trillions of dollars. And ask your economists, they know about that. So the theft and the pandemic and now the invasion of Europe, and just prior to that, the invasion and takeover and the turmoil in the Middle East and so on and so forth, and Africa and whatnot. Although it's not a perfect case for Israel, but it's very obvious, folks. They're all interconnected. And I was watching a movie a long time ago. I don't think I watched it all together. It's called World War Z by Brad Pitt. It's very relevant, folks. They consider everybody to be a zombie, right? And so on and so forth. It's that simple, folks. I don't need to wake you up anymore than you need to wake up yourselves. And it's time for you to act and stand up for yourselves and so on and so forth. And like this 1984 and New Brave New World and whatnot is in the works. You may think it's fiction and I'm just ranting with overactive imaginations. No. This is happening now, folks, and it's at least I would say for the Israelis, it's in the middle of a stage, right? In the middle of the stage or the run, and there. But what happened in the failure of January 6, 21 in the White House, and the failure in Crimea now, basically put a halt to all that movement of this invisible army, but it didn't really destroy it. Let's put it this way. Although I see that on the horizon, but it's going to take your activities, you moving out of your, comfort zone and beginning to, fight off this menace that is coming toward you from the east. Do you have perfect lives and perfect society? Oh, no, far from it. But it's still far better than what that Pustalenin has come with and his cabals. Have a nice day, my friends. And I wish you really, really reconsider and do think about what I just said.